One of the challenges for students new to Shakespeare is how he uses language. He's writing in what we call early modern English. Shakespeare does not write in Old English. It's early and modern English. He also writes in a style called iambic pentameter. This video is a crash course in accessing Shakespeare's language. So on the screen here, the assignment, if we were doing it, asks you to rearrange the sentence, "I lost my homework." We can put it in a lot of different ways. Some ways will make more sense than others. My homework I lost sounds a little bit like Yoda from Star Wars. Sometimes things like lost homework my eye doesn't work as well. But there are some rearrangements where we can still say, okay, I get what the sentence is going for. Sometimes we have to do that for Shakespeare, that he's going to switch around the order. So there's some examples, right? Where is Romeo saw you him today? Would be, did you see him today? So sometimes we just swap the orders, or they stumble that run fast. If you run fast, you will stumble. So we can look at the word order. The other piece we need here are the words that Shakespeare uses that are kind of out of use nowadays in English. First up, any TH word, thee, thine, thou, and thy, just means you or your. When we use that word, the rules of that, it depends on who you're talking to, whether you're talking up to someone, down to someone, a friend, a relative, someone you're familiar with, a stranger. And so you would either use you or thee. Don't have to worry about what's used when. Just know a TH word means you or your. And when we follow that TH word with a verb, we usually add st. So we might say, thou canst, or thou didst. So it's either you can or you canst, or thou talkst too much instead of you talk too much. So if it looks like a word you know, it is the word you know. We have things like hath, and the th is really an s of has, or hast is have. Sometimes we see words with apostrophes. If there's an apostrophe in the word, it just means letters are missing, just like a contraction, just like cannot becomes can't, because we cut out some letters and replace it with an apostrophe. So ne'er is the same as never, or is the same as over. If you see an apostrophe in a word, try to add letters and see if you can figure out that word. As always, if it looks like a word we know, it is the word that we know. You can refer to this chart as we go through if that helps. Also remember, sometimes you have to change the word order because Shakespeare's writing in iambic pentameter, which we can take a look at later. But sometimes he has to just change the word order to fit his rhythm. If we can understand Yoda, if we can realize that TH words means you or your, and if we see a word that looks like a word we know and we know it is the word we know, we'll be ready to read some Shakespeare.